So I actually went ahead and bought a green screen, and I'm thinking of putting, or I will put my cycling video in the background to see. It's something I wanted to test for a long time. How does a green screen work? And does the, I think it's called chroma key feature, work in the Final Cut Pro? And let's see how it goes. This is just a brief update. There's really nothing special going on with my disease, in the sense that which I think I've reported before, that I have been able to stop the decline towards disability by diet changes and exercise, and what do you call it? And now it's just, how do I say, managing with the unpleasant symptoms that I have. For example, when I sit down at work for an hour or so, and when I get up on stiff, it's kind of jerky, the movement, and quite often I try to cheat. I lift up the desk first slowly, and then I move about standing there so that I get my kind of muscles prepared for the future movement. I'll go get a tea or pop into the loo or something. But if I don't do that, my motion is, it looks like well, it looks like I have MS. Yeah, which I do, but still, I haven't mentioned it to anybody at work. I somehow feel that I'm not there. I'm not being paid for walking or running. I'm paid to do stuff on a computer, and it's nobody's business whether I have MS or not, because I honestly do not feel that it affects my cognitive ability at the moment. There was, I must admit that there was a period when I felt that that I had this kind of brain fog, and I was struggling to maintain kind of large entities in my head. They were, brain fog is the best description that I can come up with. They just did not compute. Only a couple of months left, and I have fulfilled my... There's a new stupid law in Finland. When I was a kid, 15, and Matti, my friend, Masa, whatever his nickname was, he had a 38 and a 22, and he said that, yeah, this is a hobby of mine, that let's go practice together. And yeah, well, I'll be interested. There was a shooting range in Viki. There was an open door, and I remember we went there and shot a couple of times, and without any, because we didn't have money, we didn't have any ear protection. So you'd shoot two, you'd take the empty shells out, and then you'd shove the shells in your ears, and then go through the rest of the shooting with shells in your ears. They work quite nicely as what do you call it? What is it called? Kuulon suojain. But anyway, I've now been practicing shooting with the girls so long that my 2 years of continuous practice. I asked actually the guy there, and what the police can consider as continuous is going there once every 2 months for 2 years. That is continuous practice, and with that you then can apply for a license. And I've been, well, depending on work situation and all that, then maybe I'll be looking at a 9mm. Let's see how that goes. And I'd have to go and test. I haven't found my absolute favourite yet. I've been switching between different pistols there, but none of them has had this wow effect, a real one. I dislike Glock. I think it's too light, and yeah, that's one thing with this disease is I remember being a lot more steady when aiming, that I could just, but now with this disease and so I like my pistols to be heavy in order to, the movement is, my jittery hands are not so pronounced. What else? Yeah, I've been continuing cycling. That's one thing. Maybe I mentioned on the previous video. What it does, it diminishes the amount of sleep that I feel that I need, that I can get by with less sleep. Nowadays, I've watched a couple of videos and I'm getting up, I think it's 5:25 my alarm goes off, and with that if I read Helsinki Sanomat, cycle to the train and then read on the train, and I'm at work after 7. And the funny thing is that the day, if I go there late, like after 9, which is typical for IT, that you go to work after 9, but if I go there after 9, it feels like the day never ends. But if I go there after 7, it feels like the day just goes fast as anything. So it's a weird thing. And then I've been watching videos about people, what do you call it? Successful people, that they all wake up tremendously early, talking like 4 or 5 or something like that. So I've now taken the habit of getting up at 5:25. I maybe even make it earlier. But then there's another thing that I discovered when educating myself, is that people that sleep less than, I think it was 7 hours a day, they have a higher risk of getting Alzheimer's. So there is something fundamentally good and healthy for you to sleep for more than 7 hours a day, or at least up to 7 hours a day. So, yeah. But anyway, just an update. Nothing tremendously special has happened. I'm thankful as anything to God that I have landed a new job, or assignment, whatever you want to call it. And it's pretty much unheard of that you would get an assignment from some field that you practically have no knowledge about. This VSO 2, I didn't know anything about. But now, what do you call it? I've been working with it. I'm coming up now to 4 months. Maybe I mentioned it. I got my extension to the end of the year, and now on Tuesday we're going to go and see the client with the guy who arranged this assignment for me, and then we'll see. Because I'm wanting to hike the price up to, well, substantial amount of more, because now I'm actually producing stuff, and what do you call it? I'd like to get more. But anyway, I shall end this video for now and say, Jesus Christ is King.
Worthy is the
Amen.
Lamb who was slain.